All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, the intern Andrew Leeds, and Mr. Everything Josh Henning doing double duty this weekend, Josh.
He does it all.
See, he does it all. He's the MVP.
I'm an MVP. Wow.
How about that?
That's a promotion.
All right, the draft overshadowed a lot of stuff for Philadelphia sports fans, but you can't overshadow Ranger Suarez and what he did last night. And now it's time to talk a little Phillies baseball as we do each and every Sunday throughout the baseball season. We get a chance to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in our good friend, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, Tina Greene.
Yeah, good morning, Billy. How you doing, my friend?
I am just absolutely 100% surprised, pleased, and just totally excited about the Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, especially in April, Tommy. Ranger Suarez's outing last night was nothing less than spectacular.
Well, I tell you what, I don't even want to talk about him because you don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? It's you can. Well, you can't just talk about. Ranger obviously is the guy that's sticking out a lot. There's a lot of them that's sticking out. The starting staff is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's been unbelievable. They're second in baseball in ERA. Just the starters, and it's hard to believe anybody's been better. And of all, I think it's the Red Sox starting staff has been just a touch. By the number, they got a 2.11 for the year. The starters does in Boston, and we got a 2.13.
And Tommy, if you look at
that's unbelievable. I can't. That's hard to imagine. Yeah.
Hey, Tommy, if you look at the whole, I'm looking at the whole pitching staff, not just the starters.
Yeah.
The whole pitching staff, and that includes everybody.
Yeah.
3.26. That's like unheard of.
Yeah. That's unheard of. Well, in the threes is all right, but it would be if we were just being average in the bullpen,
right?
Because they've been beat up a little bit a few times. Because it's the tale of two sides of it. The starters are second in baseball in ERA. The relievers are last.
Okay.
30th in baseball.
Yeah, because you look at Jose. Jose Alvarado's he's 5.59, which is not characteristic of him.
Yeah. See, that's the thing about relievers. You can have one bad outing, and it takes you you got to put up some zeros for a month, right? To get it down. You got to pitch. So it's. I'm looking at them right now. You start talking. That's the big thing. You start giving up some runs, and it's tough. You know what I mean? So, to get it back down, but and it's not a really true telling of how the guys pitch it overall. He might have just had one bad outing out of 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and that's the thing. You got to kind of dive into it a little bit before you rip on them too bad just because of a number.
Yeah.
So, but there's overall there's one guy in particular I'm sort of on, and I was expecting him to make a step forward this year a little bit more is Sir Anthony.
Right.
So that's the guy it's been real disappointing to me right now. It's the first month. He could reel off the next 5 months and be awesome. So that's what we're hoping for.
We're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. We do every Sunday throughout the baseball season as we go on the mound, sponsored by Blitz's Market. Tommy, the Philadelphia Phillies offense, some guys are hot, a lot of guys are cold, but are you worried about Nick Castellanos? everybody's like, I mean, he's batting 181, and lately he's been getting his hits here and there, but everybody on the team knows, like, when you're in the dugout and you're struggling, everybody knows it. You know what I mean? How's that like for a player that's starting? Just keep with him, keep going, and eventually get out, because you know he's got talent.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is not that easy, and it's got a way of humbling you. And I think it's doing a pretty good job with Nick right now. But overall, it was good to see him. You know what? The other day it was good to see him smile, and go about and seem like he was having fun a little bit. He got his first home run, and stuff like that. And the team was obviously on him pretty good, to help him. You can see it was a big, like a off his back type thing that he hit a ball. I mean, it's not that he struck out some, but it's not that he struck out a lot this week. He's put balls in play stuff, but he's hit it at people, and that's part of the thing in baseball. We call it, as pitchers, I just assume give 27 line drive outs to the shortstop, in a game, and I call that a hard hang with them, for the batter. So hang with him. You hit it hard as you want, as long as you make it out, I don't care, type thing. So I mean, that's and as a hitter, that's all you can do is hit a baseball hard, and that's what you want to do. I don't know the numbers on his hard hit rate, that type of thing, but obviously this week I think I've been doing some numbers thing, with some other stuff I do, and looking at what he's done a little bit, and overall, I mean, he played in all the games. He had 30 ABs. He struck out 6 times. Now, when he was going real bad, he was striking out double digit like Schwarber. Schwarber's got the most Ks this week, playing all the games, in all the games, he struck out 13 times. So, I mean, that's the highest on the team. Nick's the next highest, but, he hadn't struck out but 6 times, but that's, to me, in the right direction. You put a ball in play, you got a chance to get hit. So that's the way I look at that.
Tommy, it's Josh. I wanted to ask you about when you look at, because you guys mentioned about Castellanos, he had that big catch in the game last night. For a pitcher, when you look at guys, whether it's a Castellanos or a Rojas or any of these guys, when they're struggling hitting, like even Merrifield had a great catch in left field. When you look at the guys, when you see them putting in the effort defensively, even if they're not hitting well offensively, like what does that say to you as a pitcher?
Well, I mean, this tells you, as looking at your guys, the type of teammates that you have, they don't carry their bats out on the field with them. And just because you're struggling at a bat don't mean you struggle in the field. You take pride in what you do as a baseball player. You're not just a hitter. You're a baseball player. Right. And there's a lot of facets that go into that that you can help and be good at. So as a pitcher, you're looking at it, the guys contributing, in defense. I mean, that's basically, instead of you hitting below 200, that makes you, to me, a 300 hitter, because you're doing the other things, the saving runs, and the offense doesn't have to do as much to win, so to score more runs than the other team, and that's the bottom line. You score more runs than the other team, you win, and that's what you want to do is win baseball games.
Hey, good morning, Tommy. So obviously today we're looking to see the return of Taijuan Walker. It's been a minute since we've gotten to see him on the mound, and I just want to see, what are your expectations to see him? Obviously, it's been a while since he's gotten to be out there. He had some injuries off and on during spring training. He had some personal reasons he was out and missed some time for. So what are you looking to see from him today?
And if you don't mind me adding on to that,
of course.
How much pressure does he feel, like knowing that Spencer Turnbull's been pitching really well? Mm-hmm. Is like how hard is that to know that like you got to go out and you got to perform?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a little bit different. I know the way I look at it, it's a little bit different if you start diving into like Billy, like your question and stuff. I don't think he puts too much pressure on himself too much because he's getting paid a lot of money. You don't have to worry about like back in the day when we were fighting for jobs, you needed to pitch well, to maintain your spot in the rotation type thing. I mean, he's going to pitch because he has, because they're paying him to pitch right now. He's going to get an opportunity, but if he struggles, that could cost it. That can make them weigh, what to do with him. You know what I mean? A little bit heavier because he's still owed how many more years on his contract?
So Tommy,
So
Tommy, what you're saying is because he has such a big contract now, he's making so much money that he doesn't he doesn't necessarily feel the pressures as like you did back in the day when you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's not as heavy. You take pride in yourself as a baseball player. I don't know the guy, so it's hard for me to put words in yourself. I can just say, hey, I know I took pride in what I did. It's about going out there and being the best baseball player you can be, and I'm hoping that's the way it is. But for everybody, I mean, it's just going to be a wait and see game with him. I'm hoping that he starts off and hopefully the starts down in the minor leagues, he was able to get going and get his command going like he needed to be. That he comes up here and he's not struggling with command. That type of thing. And then it's all about staying out of the middle of the plate. And that's going to be a wait and see game. Because they do have the guy. I hate to see Turboff. I hope they keep him going, because he's in a good groove right now. He's got a lot of confidence going. I don't want him to see him waste that mojo. You know what I mean? Mojo going right now. And you do have those times where you have that. I mean, the whole pitch starting staff's had pretty much a great month.
So maybe he can continue it.
So.
Hey, Tommy, the Philadelphia Phillies are 18-10 for April. That's not too bad. I mean, we've gone all the years past. I mean, we've always been. Remember, I've been getting too emotional. You're telling me settle down. It's only April. I mean, the key this year. What did everybody say? The Phillies got to get off to a good start and keep the pace with the Braves, and they have.
Well, I mean, that's why, because the Braves are tough, man. They do what they've been doing, what they do. So, and what's so amazing about them is their pitching. It's just if somebody goes down or whatever, they tend to bring. I mean, they got somebody in the wings in the minor leagues that comes up and does the job. Guys that come up and do the job and keep them in game. And obviously, we know about their offense. They can score, so that helps. If you get solid pitching and stuff, that helps. We've always talked about it. Pitching and defense are huge. If you're solid, see, we're getting that. It's kept us. You win. It's just like winning. You go into a series. If you can split like we did in Cincinnati, because we didn't really play that well.
That's the split
overall. That was a good. That was to me a W for the series. But if you can win the series, you want to win the series. You're a leg up. You're not going to win every game,
right?
So, if you win the series, that makes you feel pretty good. And over the course of time, you win the series. You win 2 out of 3. It adds up. You're going to be above 500 a good, big time. And it's the same way for the month. You win the month by a few games. You look, there's 6 months. You end up 12, 15 games at least above 500 if you win every month by 2 or 3 games. But if we're 8-10, we're up by 8 right now. We would possibly be more. 8 times. You end up being 40-some games above 500.
And the month is over on Tuesday, so let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Tommy Greene, I'm excited about the Phillies. I think the month of April's been a success, and we look to keep it going. Tommy, as always, we really appreciate having you on with your insight, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
You got it, man.
All right, there he is, Tommy Greene on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. On the Mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene is sponsored by Blitz's Market in Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room, get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets, 21st and Asbury in Ocean City. Go down there and say hello to Dave and Joe Newman.